All right, you ready to blow through another 60-minute tape? Yes. Okay, cool. My name's Clark Warner, and by title, I'm label manager at Minus, and I've been working with Richie for just now 10 years. I'm based out of Windsor, Ontario, in Canada, just across the river from Detroit. I'm actually American, living in Detroit and then commuting to back and forth to Canada every day. Pretty much the rest of the team, of the company, of the family is based in Berlin. Some people who are from the States, Tim Price, who's working with us in Detroit, but a lot of the artists are now also based here, so Berlin, more than even Detroit, has a bit more of a Minus presence than Windsor does. "2005 was a defining year for us, for the sound and also for the reaction of the label. The label profile, I think, went up a notch in 2005. So 2006, we wanted to start off with some brainstorming. And we had 5 days of intense meetings that were pretty nonstop. Rich came to the table with a lot of new ideas, and so we tried to figure out how to make those happen, and also being independent and efficient with how we do things. We have some pretty grand plans on the road for parties and some tours. As far as the release schedule goes, it'll probably be the most intense period for the label. We've begun to work with a core group of artists who are coming from the Midwest originally, that were inspired by a lot of +8 and Minus events, and also Richie's sets and other parties, and definitely what the musical output of Minus was in the late 90s. Starting off with Magda, who's kind of been a DJ with us along the way since 2000. She's now putting out her own records, her own productions, doing remixes, and traveling extensively as a DJ. Magda has a mix CD coming out in June 2006 called She's a Dancing Machine. We're also working with Troy Pierce, who's originally from Indiana, lived in New York for about a decade, became closer friends with Rich during those years, and then through the help of Magda and Mark Hool, kind of formed this group called Run Stop Restore. So there's this new record coming out by Troy Pierce called 25 Bitches, and it's probably the funnest record we put out in a good while. Remixes are coming out with this one. Some mixes by Berg Nixon from Detroit, Geyser from Michigan, which is destroying dance floors. Matt John from Berlin has done a really nice remix, as well as Heartthrob, and also Mark Hool. Mark Hool is doing a double pack for us again, kind of a follow-up to his Restore record. Mark's been playing live the last year solid. Maybe he did like 30+ gigs in 2005, and it's definitely affected his productions to kind of really understand the audience a little bit more with his music. The biggest project, at least in the first half of 2006, is going to be Minimize to Maximize. It's a follow-up to our comp last year. It's going to feature loads of new tracks. Loco Dice from Germany. We've been playing a song of his out since the fall. Just a huge hit for Richie in his sets. Ricardo Villalobos has also been playing it. There's tracks by JPLS, a new artist coming from Indiana. New tracks from Tractile. We're pretty excited to work with these two, Adam and Joel. New track from Geyser. Magda has new material, Troy Pierce, and we also have Stormer from Heartthrob. The compilation is a kind of a photo album of our little Minus family. The connections are very natural for all the artists in between. the way we've come to know a lot of the artists. They're from direct connections through friends, relationships that have kind of built from friendships and acquaintances into now, I guess, a working relationship, so to speak. And Rich, of course, having a hand on almost every part of the production, it really makes everything connected.